All right, welcome back. Section 2, where to find probate files. I'm on page 16. Let me make sure that I'm in the right area. Yes, I am. Okay, so where to find probate files. Steps to working with probate. The first thing that I want you to do is to find a case number, okay? And once you find a case number, now you can view the file at the courthouse online. Some of this information may be available online again. It comes down to money. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. At the end of the day, if they let you see the information for free, that there's no revenue coming to the courthouse. So what they do in my previous time, I guess we can call it. I'm not a dinosaur, okay, but I started this like 20 years ago. So we used to go to the courthouse and literally physically with a yellow pad and just write the information, and that's how we pull this data. Nowadays, they can do it in the intranet, which is the internet within the system. Okay, so if it's an intranet driven, that means you're not able to see everything online. But if it's intranet, you have to go to the courthouse, and in some cases you still have to pull the records, like the old way. But you'll be able. So you need to get a case number. Once you got the case number, you view the file. And then once you're looking at the file, whether it's online or physically looking at it, you identify the property within the file. You're going to identify who the personal representative is, and you begin prospecting to get the appointment and sign your listing agreement. But it's an outline. So find the case number, view the file, identify the property information, find out who's in charge, make that appointment, and then list the property. That's easy. This is not that difficult, guys. This is very, very straightforward. Okay. So the question is, what courthouses have probate? Okay, here we go. What courthouses have probate? That's the next topic. Okay. To find your local probate court, remember, your local probate court is at the county level. So, for example, and I'm going to use California as an example. Okay. So if I'm looking for my local probate court, I will go to Google, use whatever search engine you want to use, and then you type, my example will be Los Angeles Probate Court, and it's going to give me the website. That's how I'll find it. So for example, if I'm to be in, in Nevada, Clark County Probate Court. If I'm in Texas, Harris County Probate Court, or in Florida, Broward County Probate Court, you get exactly what I'm doing. So that's how you find your local probate court. Now, some of these files are located on the superior court level. Sometimes they're called the surrogate court or the orphans court. I mean, they have different names, but I just want you to know that's how you find your local probate court. That's why I use your county by the title probate court. So Los Angeles County Probate Court. I wouldn't put down Los Angeles County Orphans Court because every state is different. So just use the generic search. Blank County followed by the word probate court. Okay. Now, I want you to keep in mind that I'm just thinking of Texas right now as I'm teaching you guys this. Texas have a lot of counties throughout the state of Texas. So you might work in maybe 2 or 3 or 4 different counties. So you have to do, depends of how your area. That's one thing that I want you to do. Just think about this. So define your area. And to define your area, I always tell people, I guess this will be called your what's the word I'm looking for? Your farm area. Okay, you have a farm area. In probate, you have to expand it a little bit bigger, unless you can walk in and say, okay, all of you on this zip code drop dead. That's not gonna work. So when you're dealing with probate, you might have to go a little bit wider, just to be aware, because but by going to your local probate court, it will keep you in your county. So that's one way to really stay within your county. That's what I like about having that each individual county has their own local probate court. So just look at whatever county you're in. So you're looking at the county level, and that's the big of an area. Okay. Let me make sure that we're right on. Okay. So let's go to 4. Probate files are public information, so you can access this information anywhere in the country. In some areas, you have to physically go and look at the file in some parts of the country. Nowadays, the technology is there. The problem is that I hate to say this, guys. I'm sorry, but the government is running behind. It runs behind on technology. In some parts of the country, they still. I wouldn't be in shock to see that they're still using books. In other parts of the country, they still literally have the files on a filing room. Some parts of the country, they might have a computer. But here's the problem, and I'm telling you from experience. In my county, in the LA County, they have computer terminals. But sometimes the computer terminals are not working. So it's like, it's so frustrating. So if the computer terminal is not working, I literally had to walk to the counter and I say, can I see file? And I give them the case number. But, just making you aware, that's just the reality. That's what's going on out there. But the public information, guys, is everywhere. So sometimes you have to physically pull the record and to find out what is like in your own probate court. This is definitely, I recommend you this. This is an incredible, you have to do this, guys. Go to your local probate court just one time, and see what it's like, how the whole thing moves. Find out if they have terminals, if they have computer terminals. Ask the probate clerk if you can view some of the things online. So having that quick visit can be very, very helpful. So I highly recommend you to visit your local probate court to get an idea of what's going on in your local area, so you know exactly what it is. Okay, so that's part of your homework. As I call this a field. We got to go on a field training. Go to your local probate court and find out what's going on there. All right. Now, how are our probate files organized? The probate case is filed at the county, the decedent's primary residence. Remember I mentioned this already. Probate files are organized by case or by case name, similar to the library, library system. So they can find if you have a case number, that's great. If you don't have the case number, you can use the name of the deceased person if you know the name of the deceased person. Let me give you a little quick story of what I do. I can go to any courthouse in this country without a case number. Let's say that I am in a small town and I just want to explore what it's like to find, probate cases. But I don't have a newspaper. I don't have anything. So I can literally go to the courthouse, walk up to the counter and said, may I see a probate file? And they look at me like, do you know the case number? And this is what my response is. I don't have a case number. I'm doing some homework and I need to see a probate file. It's part of my research at school. I'm taking a class and they asked me to actually view a probate file. They may say, well, unless you have a case number or a name of the person, we can help you. So I can say, well, can I have James Smith? It's a very common name. And they might go, okay. And sometimes they just literally, this has happened to me. They have a file on the counter and they go, would this be okay? And they hand over the file. I'm like, yeah, that's great. Because all I want to get hold of is the case number. Once I find the case number, if it was number 17, I'm going to pull 18, 19, 20, and just go from there. So it's really easy once you find one case number. So remember, you can find the case number through a legal newspaper is one way to do it, or just go to the courthouse. They give you access to a terminal, I will say, can you show me how to use this? And they go to they ask you, do you have a case number? And I go, no, I don't. I'm doing research. I'm always doing research. I've done it all over the country. A little funny story. I was in Hawaii a few years ago, and I went to my kids. I'm in Hawaii on vacation. And of course, my kids have seen me, this is what they know, this is what I do for a living. And they're like, okay, Dad, what are we going to do? I said, guys, can we go to the courthouse? And they both look at me like, are you serious, Dad? We're on vacation. And my wife looked at me, Molly's like, Mike, she want to do it? I go, oh, come on, let's go for an hour. I just want to find out how to find the cases. So the kids were not happy, so I had to bribe them a little bit. I said, hey, we get some ice cream afterwards. And like, okay, fine. And I took them in there, and I sat down with my daughter, and I said, okay, this is what I want you to do. And I went ahead, I went to the counter, I asked the probate clerk for a case number. She was giving me a little bit of a hard time because she wanted to know what the case number was, if I knew the deceased's name. And I just went into, I'm doing research. And she gave me a file that it was just sitting there. So give it to me. And then I went to my kid and I said, okay, this is the case number. Go pull the next 5 cases. They're like, okay. And then I sat with them and I said, I opened the file and I said, okay, look for this, look for this, look for this. But it was so easy. So that's how I found the first case in the state of Hawaii. So if you happen to be watching from Hawaii, that's how we got into the index. And I pulled that file, and then from then on, I took actually a sample of it. And today, we teach the state of Hawaii from that visit that we did years ago with my family on vacation looking at probate files. Yeah, I'm a little crazy guy, but you know, this is such an incredible niche, guys. It's just this makes money. I always jokingly tell people, I said, take all my money, just drop me off outside of a courthouse. They're like, why? Because there's courthouses are gold mines. They're full of money. There's so much money there. So it's just learning how the system works. But anyways, I want to make sure I get back to the training. So again, that's how the files are organized, by case number or by the name of the person. And like I said, I use James Smith as an example. If I have a computer terminal and I don't have a case number, I always put James Smith. And I look for any James Smith. And as soon as I find one, I take that number and I just go from there. Okay? Every county has its own system. Some courthouses have their own probate numbering system. And others, they place under a common system. So in some courthouses, they might have civil cases, probate cases that all mix, divorce cases, and they have the sequence, you know, it's like whatever the next case number is, that's what they assign it, whether it's probate, whether it's a divorce, whether it's a civil case. And in some courthouses, it's probate specific. Like, for example, in the LA County, I think a probate court is STPB. And then they go with the number. So if I'm looking for probate cases in LA County, the case starts with the letters STPB followed by the case number. Okay, so it varies from state to state. Okay, how to discover the filing system at any probate courthouse? To figure out the filing system, let's talk about legal newspapers. This is really easy to do. You find a legal newspaper to find the probate case number in there. How do you find legal newspapers? Online. Type legal newspapers in Los Angeles County, legal newspaper on Broward County. Whatever county you're in, you can find a legal newspaper. Once you find the legal newspaper, you go to the classified section of the legal newspaper, and then you look for the legal publishing that starts with the words notice to creditors, or it will say administered estate of, or probate or estate. Those are the key words, okay, that you'll find them. Once you find the legal newspaper with the publication, you'll find the case number. And that's how you find a case number. It's really easy to do. I'll show you guys in a minute. Use the internet sites that publish legal notices in the county that you're prospecting. If you cannot find a case number online, visit the probate court and ask to view the most recent probate files. Like I was saying earlier, you're doing research. Always do research. I'm just doing homework, and I need a probate case. And I tell you, it has worked for me for decades. So it's a good one. Now, I wouldn't recommend you to use the obituaries, because obituaries do not give you a case's number. The obituary is basically announcing that the person has passed away. So it doesn't help you in any way. That's why people ask me, can I use the obituaries? The only thing you're going to find in the obituary is actually the name of the deceased person, which you can go to the courthouse, plug in the deceased name to see if they're going through probate. But it's one of those things that if it's a recent passing, most likely they have not filed for probate. It takes about 30 to 40 days before they file the petition for probate. It's sometimes a little longer. So it depends. It's not the best tactic that I will recommend. Okay. So now let me show you how to do this. Okay. So here we go. So what you see on your screen is I went ahead and I put down Los Angeles County Legal Newspaper, as you can see. And I'm looking for a case number. Just what I just taught you, now I'm doing it step by step. So to find a case number, and you see there's multiple links to different legal newspapers in the Los Angeles County. Now I go ahead and I click on Daily Journal. And you might be thinking, wait, what was so special about that one? I don't know, just decided to click on that one. There's nothing special. I could have picked the Metropolitan News or Legal Notices. It doesn't really matter. I just went ahead with Daily Journal. So I click on that, and this open up, okay? And as you can see, there is legal notices. You see it right there? Now I'm going to click on that, and there's the drop-down menu. And then out of all the drop-down menu that you see on your screen, I see that it's today's Los Angeles legal notices. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for classified, legal notices, things like that on that legal newspaper. Remember, the goal here is to find a case number. That's all I'm doing, okay? Now, I click on it, and I see different PDFs from that legal newspaper. Now, I just click on the one that says 926. Why that one? I don't know. It's just like, I felt like clicking on that one. I could have clicked on any of them. I'm just looking for a legal, I'm looking for a case number. So I'm going to click on that. And then here comes the what appeared. It says legal notices. That's the first page of the newspaper, is a copy of it. Then if I go to the second page, I see that there is there it is, probate. Okay? So now that I found the probate column, so those are all going to be legal notices. Now, I don't think I mentioned this already. Every petition for probate that is filed at any courthouse in this country has to publish a legal notice letting the community know that this person passed away. So every probate have to be published in a legal newspaper. That's how we find case numbers. That's why I say, let's go look at a legal newspaper. And if you see under probate, right on the first page, it gives you the case number. It's a notice of petition to administer, and it gives me the name of the deceased person along with the case number. Okay, so it's right there on your screen. All right, so now let's take this and let's go to step number 2. But before we go to step number 2, I'm going to share with you guys a little shortcut if you're looking for legal newspapers. There's a website called publicnoticeads.com. You see it right there? All right. Now, if you scroll down, you see the different states. Not every state is going to be here. This is a website that links to legal newspapers. Okay, that's really what it's doing. So again, as an example of California, I'm going to click on California right there, and then this is going to open up. So I'm going to actually put all the information on the empty spaces. So I'm going to it's asking me for a date range. So I pick a date range. As of this recording, I put that date range. Then I go to the next one, it says location. Okay, what county? I'm looking for Los Angeles County. That's an example that I'm working with. Okay, then I'm going to which publication. At this point, I don't really care. I'll take all the publications. So I go to notice type, and the notice type that I want, notice how specific I can be. I'm looking for something that's a state probate filings. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, you see it right there. And then now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to submit. It's like, okay, so click on search, and it's going to give me, there it is, all the notice of petition to administer, what I was talking about earlier. Notice of petition to administer a state up, and there's multiple ones. So I'm going to look at one, and there is my case number. That's how easy you do this, guys. So I found a case number here. I found a case number on the other website that I was looking at. So now that I have a case number, the next step is I'm going to see if I can view the file online, okay? So to view the file online, I have to go to the court website. So again, I go back to Google and I type Los Angeles Probate Court, as you see on your screen. And then it's giving me the probate division, LA Court. The website is lacourt.org. I'm going to click on that, and it's taking me to this site. Now, I'm looking for something that will say probate cases, something along those lines, and I see that under the online services, I can see probate, and under probate, it says case access. All right, I'm looking for that. I'm in a good place. You'll do this on your own local probate court website. You might be able to find everything that I'm showing you right now, or you might not find it. If you're not able to find this information on your own probate court website, that means you have to physically go to the courthouse. But remember, this information is free. I will not hesitate for a bit to go down there, okay? So I'm going to click on case access, and this is what it's going to show. It's going to ask me for a case number, which case number? The one I found on the legal news, in the legal newspaper, on the posting, the legal posting. So I'm going to put it in there, and then I'm going to click on search, okay? And according to the court website, the case number matches. Okay, I'm good, and it's giving me the name of the deceased person, which it matched the legal posting that I found. And then it's giving me a summary of things: the party information, who's the probate referee, attorney for petitioner. It's giving me the decedent's name, claimant. Wells Fargo Bank is one of the creditors. And it's also giving me at the bottom, if I scroll down a little bit more, the documents that have been filed. And then it tells me proceedings held, what has happened so far. So it's giving me a summary of what is going on specifically with this case. And then if I go to the register of actions, look, it tells me right there, right from the beginning, the date that it was filed. So according to this example that I have, on 8/4/22, they filed the petition for probate. They asked for the letters of administration. That was the beginning of the process. And then it goes on into creditor claims, all that. So in this case that I'm looking at, all I can find based on what my search is just a summary of things. It's not showing me everything, okay? So now let's go back to my website where I was before, and I see that there's another link that says case document images. Okay, let me explore that. Let me click on that one, and then that takes me to this site. To this web page, and it's talking about logging in, and I'm like, oh, returning customer. I'm not a returning customer. I'm just looking for information. But then I can be a guest, so I see guest, and right underneath is fee information. Okay, see fee. Now we're talking about money. What I was saying earlier, some courthouses will let you basically get information for free, or they charge you a fee for that. Because again, if they're giving you free information, they're losing revenue. And that's not how it works. They want to collect as much as they can. It's a way for the courthouse to generate revenue for themselves, to keep going. And so let's look at the fee information. There is the breakdown of everything. Cost per page, like documents, 1 to 5 pages for documents is $1 per page. And then it goes after 6 documents, it's 40 cents a page. Okay, well, it goes cheaper. And then at the bottom, I say I can go back. Okay, now let me go back to where I was before. So now what I'm going to do, I learned about the fee information. I'm going to continue as a guest. So I'm going to click on guest, okay? And here we go. It's asking me for the case number. Remember the case number we found? That's what we're going to put in there. And then I'm going to click on search. And I see case document images. Okay, let's see. Let's scroll down. I see the case number, the title, yeah, the decedent. Okay, everything matches. So I'm going to scroll down, and I see number 10 says petition letters of administration initial. Okay, that's the petition for probate. The petition for probate is what I'm looking for, because that's what's going to give me all the information that I want. Okay, let me look at the preview. I'm going to click on preview, and it's giving me a preview of the petition, but that's it. It's only giving me one page. That's a problem. I want to see the whole thing. It says, no, at the bottom says notice of petition to administer the state of. Okay, what about the rest of it? Because I need the rest of the information so I can pick up the phone and begin prospecting. So in this case, let's see. I see that there is the page. There's the page that I was talking about. It only gives me some information. It doesn't give me the whole thing, guys. So because I don't get the whole thing, that means that I have to pay to get the rest of the information if I don't want to go to the courthouse. So that's what's happening. I'm just showing you different, what happens. And your local probate court is going to be different than my local probate court. But I just want to show you what you can find, what you may be able to find when you're looking for this information. Okay, remember, if you go to the courthouse, this information is free. All right, so this is the end of section 2. Let me see if I have any questions. And here's a question that just came in. Here you go. Oh, hold on, let me read it. Are all case numbers just probate, or are they mixed? The answer is they're mixed. Like I was showing you previously, in my county, they have just probate cases. So all those numbers that I was showing you, they're just probate cases. But in some parts of the country, they're mixed. Now remember, within probate, they can be mixed with guardianships. They can be mixed with living trusts. So not every probate file is going to be probate. They can be mixed because within the probate court, living trusts are filed, guardianship for adults are filed, guardianship for kids are filed. So all that will be mixed. But in some other courthouses, everything is mixed. Civil, divorces, the whole thing. Okay, so good question. The next question is the probate case filed where the decedent died or where the property is located? Good one. Talk about no snowbirds, huh? No. The file is the case file is with the decedent primary residence. That's what is filed. So if they live, like let's say wintertime, they live in one area, but their primary residence in another area, whatever this primary residence, that's where they're going to file the case. Those are really good questions. Let me see. Any more questions? No, I don't see any other questions. So good job, guys. Okay, so we reached the end of section 2, and I'll see you in section 3.